love having drums as nightstands and tables. You can play beats anywhere you go. I guess we already do that, don't we? Everywhere we go, our chest is beating. It's the music of life, the rhythm of the soul. Cracks me up when people say, yeah, I don't know how to play any instruments. I'm like, you know that your body is an instrument, right? You're playing it pretty well, whether you know it or not. I cut it close there. I'm not even gonna look at it. To bleed. Okay. I'm thinking a face or a head right here. I already see like the cheekbone, the eyebrow ridge right here. And it could be it could also be a bowl, but there's no room for horns. Hey, Soda. Hello, everybody. Hope you are doing well. So I'm gonna try to do something here with that. I'm just gonna bring something over here. It's all about the imagination, folks. You just gotta use your imagination. Never think that you can't do something, or draw something, or sing something, or write something. You always can. But sometimes you just gotta dig deep, is all. Don't be afraid. That's how you learn. Art is more powerful than you can imagine. Get it? But sometimes you have to dive really, really, really deep to find out what kind of artist you're going to be. Especially what kind of artist you're going to be remembered as. And personally, I'm just making as much art as I possibly can. That way when I go, I won't be ignored. Because for a long time I felt like I was ignored. But I don't think I was ignored, I just wasn't ready. And I don't feel like I'm being ignored anymore. That's right, because I'm ready. It's a good feeling. To be sure of yourself, you know? And to know that what you do is something that nobody else can do. Like, duplicate, you know? There's wonderful artists out there that I can't copy. And there's great artists that wouldn't be able to touch my shit. So, that's all. But it's all subjective anyways. Sometimes I feel like a rap artist. Like I'm like, yo, my name is Grubb. I'm so fucking badass at drawing and stuff. You know how they always toot their own horns? But then if you do that, as a different kind of artist, people call you vain, egotistical, beautiful, lovely, all that stuff. It's just great. That's why I'm switching over next week to be a hip-hop artist, so I can really just promote myself and no one will even bat an eyeballs. Who is this saying this stuff about you? Oh my gosh, I love you. What do you mean, can you have a shot put? Shot put? You play, is it the Olympics already? Shot put. Okay, you can have my shot put, but you cannot have my size. Those are my Raphael size. They mean a lot to me. Okay? A little shout out. I don't know. Shadow. Shadow, shout out. Shout out. Shout out to the Shadow. He came to the right place, Shadow. I've been working on you for a long time. Shadow work. Yo, I'm the... I was gonna say a bad word. I was gonna say motherfucking, but I held back. yo, I'm the mother farming Shadow. Coming all the way from your mother farming ego. You can't get rid of me, and why would you want to? When you can just integrate me and put me out in front of you when things get rough. Speak softly, but carry a big shadow. That's what I always say. Some dork the other day was trying to get me all riled up, and I was telling them, you can't get me riled up, dude. It's just not gonna work. Plus, it's like I'm always riled up. Anyways, I get accused of horrible things all the time. But I'm usually pretty hyper active, and he said something like, it's funny how people like will gaslight you. They like will try to ruffle your feathers and say the most horrible things, and then when you defend yourself, they're like, dude, I thought you were, gosh, you sound really angry. You have a lot of anger issues. And I was just like, yeah, I do. Why? Like, yeah, it's true. Whoa, cool. But sorry, something cool just happened. But then they act like they're just little Mr. and Miss Innocent or whatever. Like, oh gosh, you get angry. Gee whiz, I thought you're supposed to be tolerant. And I'm like thinking, who do you think I am? You don't know anything about me. You don't know if I'm left or right. I don't do politics personally, but you don't know that. Didn't ask, didn't care. You don't know my background, what my dad did for a living, what my mom did for a living. How many good friends of mine have died in the past few years. That's why I'm just saying yes to life as opposed to no, like I always used to, you know? Not knowing that your dumbass would be saved by my stupid ass if you fell in the street and gonna get hit by a car. I wouldn't care what your politics were. I'd just save your freaking life. Go on about my day. It's just so weird. People are so strange. I held a man's life a few years ago as he was dying. He fell 2 stories in the warehouse that I was in. He fell 2 stories down onto the concrete floor. No helmet, no nothing. He was on the roof doing something. He fell through a skylight. And he was dying. And I went, the paramedics were being called and all that, but I just went down next to him. One of his coworkers was there with him, and he was just making these weird noises, and I just held his hand until the paramedics came. I heard he lived, which is freaking awesome, but I thought he was gonna die right there. And I wasn't like, hey dude, do you care if I'm wearing this outfit, or hey, what's your religion, dude? I don't want to hold your hand if you're this or that, or just people are so stupid. When it comes down to that kind of stuff, who cares? It's just, I don't care if you're a fucking, well, I guess I would care if you're a maniacal serial killer or something, but I don't care what your politics are, man. I would just want somebody to be there with me and making sure if I did go, I wouldn't be alone. I think about that guy a lot. And that really fucked me up for a long time. But But he lived, so. Anyways, I'm sorry. Gotta read some of these messages, I think. I've made album art before. But I think I know what you mean. I did album art for a band called Elf Power from Athens, Georgia, recently. They're pretty cool. They're like friends with Nutrimilk Hotel and all those cats with the Elephant Six Collective. If you don't know who like Nutrimilk Hotel is, you should probably listen to them. Elf Power as well. They all come from Athens, pretty much. Colorado, Athens. They were a bunch of like early 20-year-olds in the late 90s, and they just made music. And no, I agree. Everybody experiences everything differently. But not everybody would have gone down there and held his hands, even though it was traumatizing. I'm one of those people that can somewhat handle it. I've been like that since I was a child. My mom used to get migraines, and I would just sleep in her bedroom and take care of her for like days. I would sleep on the floor next to her bed. I can handle blood better than most people. Well, I used to anyways, like when I was younger. That kind of got to me. I worked at vet clinics a lot, and I saw a lot of horrible stuff. Nothing worse than seeing animals suffer. I'm sorry, what was your question? What was what again? I say so much and I just don't even remember what I say. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. Oh, it's an album called Artificial Countrysides for a band called Elf Power, ELF. That's kind of funny. But they're from Athens, Georgia. They've been around forever, and you've probably heard them without even knowing it. But I'm friends with the lead singer, songwriter guy. I've been friends with him since I was like 24. Anytime I like made new music, I'd always send it to him because they run a label out in Athens called Orange Twin Records, I think, or something. It's a little indie label out there, and they put Nutrimilk. I think Nutrimilk's on there, but a lot of like indie artists are on there. And they're all like really rad. Good people, good music. Probably a lot of bands that you've heard, like all Apples in Stereo, Olivia Tremor Control, um, the Gerbils, among many others. I would love to go out there someday and just play music. I think they have a recording studio on the Orange. It's like a Orange Twin, con. What's the word? They have a bunch of land out there. It's a conservation. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. My brain is. But it's like they have a piece of land and they have a recording studio out there, like outside of Athens. And I'd just like to go out there. They really do support the arts and a bunch of creative people. I wish that I knew a bunch of creative people. Like, that I could just go over to their house and hang out, make art, music. I'm kind of a loner when it comes to this shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to. That loner means that you kind of like hang out by yourself and that kind of shit. I was born in '79, so I was a '90s kid, but I was very selective. After I got into Nirvana, I compared everything to it for a long time because I was just obsessed with them. And even though I would judge people harshly just on things that Kurt and Nirvana would do too, I was just such a weird kid. But I definitely listened to a lot of music in the 90s that was from the 90s. But I also grew up, I love, right before Nirvana, it was Pink Floyd. Like, I was obsessed with Pink Floyd. I know quite quite a bit about them. I recently just started listening to the Final Cut, and all these crazy memories started flooding back in and right onto the paper from my childhood. Music will do that if you listen to it and you're trying to like work through some shit. If you listen to stuff that you listen to as in that time period, it opened up doors for me in my mind, and I just remembered things as clear as a bell, as crystal as a door. I don't know what those expressions are. Music and your sense of smell are really powerful, and they can help an artist immensely, or just anybody. Humans too. Eagles, yeah. Eagles actually, Hotel California had a little mixtape, and there was like one song, I don't even know the guy's name, but it was, all right now, baby, it's all right now. And it's about this dude who takes some girl home from a bar or something like that, but it was just a cool rock song. But then after that, I had a tape where that was first song, and then the next song was Hotel California. And I was just like, that was when I was super open to this kind of music, because for me, the song and album that got me into rock in a big way, in the most, and never looking back for like other types of music really, until way later, anyways, was Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy, and the song was Over the Hill and Far Away. And I swear to God, when I listened to that song with open ears, I, everything changed. That was the first big change that rock and roll did. And then when I was 15, when I got into Nirvana, um, the, I did another big change. I locked myself in my bedroom and I just ripped apart all my clothes and destroyed everything and cut up all my jeans, and I was never the same after. It was like Easter break of '95, and I just ran away from my dad's house to live with my mom, and I was just going through these epic changes, and I started playing guitar. But then weird, crazy shit too. That was the first time I did self-harm as well. So yeah, I was going through like a lot of weird stuff at that point. That was 1995. I was 15. Sorry, I'm jabbering. I should be jobbering. Drobbering. Yeah, Desperado's a good song. Hell Freezes Over. My stepdad loved that album, and we had the, you know, movie or whatever, and we would watch it a lot. They had a lot of great songs, and Joe Walsh is like the James Gang and stuff. Like, oh my gosh, that's cool. This is neat talking about music with somebody. Yeah, yeah. I think he must have had the VHS, because I don't think we even had DVDs back then. So we definitely had the VHS. Hell Freezes Over. Is that what it was called? And like Glenn Frey is like gone now, unfortunately. Can't believe that. I don't know what's going on with Don Henley, but freaking Joe Walsh is out there rocking still. That guy. Yeah. But then I got into Neil Young in a big way when I was a senior, and I feel like he like, like how some artists can teach you how to do or how to draw or paint just by you study their style and their technique or whatever, and you try to recreate it. And for me with music, it's just sort of the same way where I listen to music in a more analytical way, and I wonder how they do things, and then I try to emulate it, but then I make it my own, and I think everybody does that, so it's not probably a big surprise to everybody. But when I make art and music, it's such a subconscious thing that I don't really think about. So I like learning, techniques and disciplines on my own instead of having to be taught how to do them. It makes it more, it would save time, don't get me wrong. But, and sometimes I have to, because I just get stuck on like, how in the hell do I do this? Or how would I do that, or some, you know. But most of the time, I try to figure it out myself. That way, it's mine. And at the end of the day, nobody can say that I ever copied them, or I try to make my shit as original as possible. I think that's the name of the game. Everybody's got their own version of art, you know, their own way of thinking about it, looking at it, dreaming about it. Oh, cool. French horn. French horn. Is that just like a... Wait. French horn. Is that just like a trumpet with... I got to Google that now. With more notes, or... Not notes. I know what it... I just want to see what it looks like. French horn, because all I can think about is baguette. French baguette. Piping hot French baguette. Still in the... Oh, cool. Whoa, that's neat. Yeah. Oh, you just... yeah. Okay, now I'll always remember. Those are pretty. And I don't think it's that big, huh? It's probably like... It's not as big as like a trombone, let's say. It's like a... In between a trumpet and a trombone, I imagine. I mean, way less than a trombone, probably. It's cool looking. That's cool. I don't play any brass instruments. I play lots of stringed instruments and a little bit of keyboard, but I mostly consider myself a songwriter anyways. I could pick up any instrument and do something with it, but I love ukulele. Alex! I know! I recognize your name, brother. How are you, brother? I just said brother twice in a row, and that was kind of stupid. I apologize. But you are, like my little brother. You play trombone? What the hell? Let's start a band. Oh, I can imagine. Probably it'd be stretched out. It'd be like 5 miles, kind of like your intestines or something, you know. But I just mean holding it in your hands. It's probably like, you know, the size of a severed head, you know, or something like that. Not in a dark way. A preserved, beautifully preserved severed head in a glass jar. With, in like a snow globe. Whoa. I'm missing messages here. Alex, Sadie, I think you're impressive. Yeah, trombones are awesome. I say get a trombone. Let's do this. Let's make up a joke. A trombone, a cello, and a opera singer walk into a bar, and they have the time of their lives. You know, how about that? Yeah, the guitar can be difficult. That's why I don't consider myself a guitarist. I'm just a songwriter. Just like with drugs, I use them to manipulate my imagination, not the other way around. They don't control me. I'm kind of like a Hunter S. Thompson in that way. Don't worry, I'm not on too many drugs right now. It's all good. I shall live to see another day. Probably Friday, at least. I had some good news yesterday, though, about my art. I've gotten more recognition in the past 2 months than I have in the past 12 years down here. It's crazy. So there's like a lot of cool, good things happening right now. There's this big gallery downtown, you know, of like local artists and stuff from around the area, and I went in there and I saw this stuff and I just was like, it's neat, but I just don't think that they would ever want to talk to me or look at my stuff because it's rather intense sometimes. And I recently had made friends with these 2 older artists that are really lovely people, especially this man Rosie, who's an illustrator. And apparently they went down to this place, it's like art studios in the park downtown Paso Robles, and they talked to the guy. They're in there. They have studios in there too, and they've been there for years. And they know the guy, so they talked to him about me. And apparently, I don't even know if the guy. I shouldn't say that. It was a universal name, so I don't even know. But they said that this person. They talked about my art with this person, and the person really wants to talk to me. So that's kind of huge because my art is so different than the other stuff that it would be quite. I'd be quite interested to see how it was received by the public. I mean, it it'd probably have to be 18 and over, because I don't think they would want kids looking at it. Even though it's art, and I think kids should be able to look at whatever the hell when it comes to art, but obviously there's nudity and stuff like that, and knives going into bodies, and to me it's not pornographic, but I mean, you know, people can twist anything around to make it whatever the fuck they want, so. But all sorts of cool things like that have been happening, and I'm really happy. And I think in a little while I'm gonna have Egos with maple syrup and a little bit of peanut butter. So the day is just gonna get better and better, my friends. Well, that's kind of gross, Alex. You should, if your dog's in the backyard taking a poop, you shouldn't put my art on poop. Is that what you mean by stool? Because when I hear stool, I think poop. So, I'm just kidding. I know, man. I think, yeah, you have a kid, right? Or maybe a few. Yeah, I agree, Elizabeth. I almost entered my stuff into the fair, and I found like one or two drawings that didn't have cuss words or, you know, ball sacks and things like that. And then my aunt was like scouring through it, and she found the word, well, the F word in it, and it just cracked me up because she was like, "Oh, I found fuck," and she's just such a like, you know, uh, she just doesn't cuss very often, so it was just really funny to hear her say that. I found fuck, and my mom's like, "Where?" Yeah, but I was even thinking if they were gonna talk to me, I might do a new series, and maybe have them be more kid friendly. That way, the kids could see stuff. Not that all my stuff is like that, but a lot of these drawings that I've been doing are, because they come from my dreams and my childhood and just me. Also, I like boobies. You know, I like ball sacks. You know, so come on. Cut a kid some slack. Still working on that laugh. Sorry. It's not coming along very nicely. Last night it sounded like this, though. People were like, "Are you sneezing or you have the hiccups?" And I said, "That's brilliant. Probably both. I just wanted to fix that. That was driving me crazy." It's a nice stool. That's funny. I know. I'm looking over at my little stool sample over there, and it's my shit's all over that art. Wait, what are we talking about? Because this is cool. I live in California now. Just a little bit over the hill from the ocean. And this area is so magical. It was where I actually spent a lot of time when I was 17. Made friends. Moved back here when I was 20. Lost all those friends. Because I started dating a crazy woman, and who was like my best friend's girlfriend, like just like that Cars song. And I ruined our relationship, and he still won't forgive me, even though I've like asked for forgiveness all these years. And I was 20 years old. I mean, I'm 44 now. And it's just like, but they were all like bros before hoes kind of shit. I'm just like, whatever, dude. You guys could rob a bank, you know, and take candy out of a baby's mouth. Well, depends on the baby. If the baby's cute, we're not gonna be friends anymore. If the baby's ugly, well, I might give you a second chance. But it's kind of weird living here and not seeing those people, because we were so close at one time, and like one of my best friends is on drugs and homeless, and I've been trying to find him. I got a phone number, but then like it rang, but he never answered. He hasn't responded to messages. I carry a guitar in my car, so when I'm driving around, if I see him, I can just jump out and give it to him and say, "Play this," because he was a wonderful guitarist, and I don't know how long it's been since he's even played a guitar. And I said, "It's yours. I don't care." I'm going to tell him it's yours. I don't care if you pawn it. or bust it upside my head. But it's yours now. And I'm gonna ask him to be in my band and get off drugs. But I can't fucking find him. I'm just worried. Still fucking worried about him. And I haven't talked to him in like 9 years. So it's hard trying to find somebody when they don't want to be found and you don't even know what they fucking look like. I'd know him if I saw him though. I want to bring him back to life. Like someone did for me. I don't want to see any more of my friends die. Sorry, I'm just kind of... I've been really emotional lately. Thanks, Alex, man. Take care, okay? Well, that's great, Elizabeth. I've been off of alcohol for 13 years. That was my thing that tried to kill me. That tried to kill me. I still use other stuff, don't get me wrong. I'm not like perfect or anything, but that was the thing that nearly did me in. And I was just a horrible bastard when I was drinking. Horrible, horrible bastard. And I missed out on so many wonderful opportunities and relationships because I couldn't control my anger. Because when you hate yourself, you just don't care. But I don't hate myself anymore. I made a choice. I made a good choice. For once. And with that choice comes great responsibility. It's true though. And it means having standards and not backing down from them. And choosing to be good. And do good things. And support those who are trying. In the past few days, I've actually mended a few friendships and gained support from my father, which I never, ever thought I would get. So it's been quite a week. And if you ever want to feel like a superhero or a superhuman, just try your best to fall in love with yourself, because then everything starts falling into place. And then you realize that there's so many people out there that love you. Just don't forget it. It's easy. Easy to forget. Elizabeth, I smoke and drink. See, that's the thing. It's like a lot of people don't understand that. Like, everybody has a drug that takes them for a ride, and it takes them to the edge. Sometimes over the edge, unfortunately. But sometimes it's not as clear and cut as just giving everything up and being completely straight edge or whatever, you know. I actually use drugs like maybe like a shaman would to create. It's not like I, you know, smoke to play video games, which obviously that's fine. I would. I did. But I don't play video games. I don't watch movies. I don't do anything except for draw or create. Whatever. So I listen to music and stuff and that sort of thing, but I stopped watching movies and being distracted by Lots of things. I'm starting to come out of that though, and it's nice just to sort of have a life again, you know. Because I'm realizing that I want to be alive and I want to live, and so like part of being alive means that it sucks, but you gotta, you know, do fun things every once in a while, and you gotta treat yourself. You also gotta cut yourself a lot of slack, and remember that you're not alone. I know I got a VHS player. It works like a. You want to see something pretty cool? All right, hold on. I hope I can find it rather quickly. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, here it is. Two of my favorite VHSs. Akira. I make cross-stitch wood, dollhouse wood burn. Cool. Have you ever done wood burning with magnifying glass? It's tedious, but it's a lot of fun. And Vampire Hunter D. These are two of my favorite VHS tapes. This one's so insane. I got it at a thrift store in Idaho for... It was like... Yeah, 65 cents. It was like in a big bin. And I'm just like, what the hell, Akira? And it was even rewound. But Vampire Hunter D is pretty crazy too. I love it. Even though there's some pretty crazy parts in it. And this is my grandpa's skull. Not his own head, but he had a friend this is his friend's head skull. What else do I got? I got a book on magic. It's really cool. I also got this at a thrift store. In Idaho, they're called youth ranches. Youth ranch. But this book is from... Where's the date? No date? Bad date. Well, this is pissing me right off. I'm kind of a date guy. It's gotta be old. I mean, it looks like from the 60s. Or even earlier. Just look at the art. The art is so cool, but like, it looks old. And this whole book is how to like do all these magic tricks. It's like the coolest thing. Like, just how to do just gives them all away. Oops. How to do every magic trick with illustrations. So I'm learning how to do magic tricks so I can make the Story Grub show more magical. And also, I have an itch on my foot. Oh, that's not it. Oh gosh, where'd it go? Nope, that's not it. Oh. Yeah, that's right. I got this big old book of like Picasso stuff. So, oh shit! Oops! Sorry, Picasso. Has-been. All right, let's get back to drawing. Yeah, folks, here we go. Sarah, I'll tell you what it's all about right now. Just listen closely, Sarah. Ignore the mistake I just made. Because Sarah, this is a song about what this is all about. I like to draw because I don't want to work a day job. Sarah, listen up. I've been drawing since I could hold a pen, before I could even stand. And now I'm older and I need money, so I'm trying to be famous and stuff. I don't want to rob banks, but I will if I have to, and that's one way to get famous, I suppose. But I don't want to hurt nobody anymore. Don't want to go to prison again, that's for sure. Doing prison tattoos was fun for a while, until it made this one big man smile. Really? Wait, this is going places I don't want to. Sarah, I don't want to talk about this anymore, okay? Hope that answered your question. And let's draw. Oh yeah, that horrible noise in the background is the water heater. I'm a man you don't meet every day. Nothing, Sarah? Not even a thank you? Okay, no, I see. I don't know how many channels you go to where they sing you a song randomly out of the blue, but okay, word. Thank you, Kiki. I was just poking fun too, you know that, right? Oops. Okay, gotta draw right here. Gotta stay within the confines of the camera window there. Let's give this little snake a name. What should we call him? Let's call him Deep Voice Billy Joe. And I knew a Deep Voice Billy Joe back in the day. Deep Voice, his nickname was DV. DVBJ. God damn water heater. Son of a... One day I'm gonna kill that thing. I'm just gonna shoot it right between the eyes. He didn't like the name DVBJ very much, so we just shortened it to DV because, well, it just didn't sound right. But I'm going to put it in here for everybody to see. Oh, Davy, the snake, he's my little friend. But he made one big mistake. He put venom in my coffee. Told me it was sugar. And as I was driving to work, I was paralyzed. I had to pull over. And that's when Jake, the snake, DV, swallowed me whole. That's right, he was in the back seat waiting. But even then, I apologized. Wait, he apologized to me, that's right. And I forgave him, and I climbed on down to his belly. And then we had a good time after that. It's a long story, long snake. I'll tell you what, he's about 3 feet long. I mostly don't get along with snakes. You see, they're of the devil. But this snake was different. He swallowed me whole. But now, I respect that. You see, I come from a place where snakes are evil. of the devil. There was this old man down the street. His name was Billy Snakely. Look him up. He was quite snake-like. He had a forked tongue and sporked fingers. It's quite scary. I wrote a song about him. You want to hear it? You can't, I'm drunk. But I'll tell you the lyrics. Well, the first lyric anyways. Oh, Snakely down the street. You want to eat my juicy meat. That's how it always starts. And it... mm-hmm. Yep, out in the country, that's how we do it. And by country, I mean the cul-de-sac. Just outside of the city limits. That's where I was raised. Raised, praised, and grazed, if you know what I'm saying. Let's do it. Where everybody's in it together. Everybody's in it forever. But don't you disagree with me, or I'll cancel you so fast you won't be able to go grocery shopping no more. My grandma always used to say, hey Blight, you might not want to draw so much in Sunday school class. And I said, well, Grandma, why is that? And she said, well, this is a place that you worship God. You don't draw devils and stuff. And I said, oh, you think this is a devil? And she said, well, what else is it? And I said, well, that's Grandpa. And she said, absolutely the devil. And I said, I think I understand, Granny. And that was that. What a day. Anybody else want to go hay-bale hopping? I know a place. Old man Chester lets me go up there every day. Well, I think I like snakes myself because, well, what was the word you said? Moist? You said moist. Moist snakes are the best. Moist animals are actually quite slippery. But that's the fun. That's the challenge of life, my friends. Learning how to handle those slippery little critters. Putting them to the test. Throwing them through the fire. And then eating them. Kind of like rotisserie. Barbecue. Oh, you're all making me hungry. You're all making me hungry. I'm going to start eating this piper. Sorry, I'm just hungry. Let's go. Let's do it right now. I'm out. Wait, where are we going? Alex, get me all excited here. Gino's looking all big these days on the social medias. Holy cow, I didn't even recognize him. Little I can't even say it. Giovanni? Is there a Gio? No, it's Gio. Giovanni. It's a wonderful, wonderful Italian name for a little American boy. Fuck, I wish I had a moderator. This is crazy. To grow up with, right? Me too. Well, I guess they weren't unusual. Wolf, cool. Antarctica. Hell yeah. Yeah, Giovanni, of course. That's right. His nickname is Gino. But his full name is Giovanni. Giovanni. I wish my name was like that, like Shawnavani or something like that. But instead I got Sean Leprechaun or Shawnee One Kenobi or a Shitty Sean or like Turd Sean. That was a famous, clever nickname. Turdy Boy Sean. That was a good one. I like that one. Gino. He's in like a ton of my early like music videos, I'm sure you know, but he's like in so many. So neat. And it's fun too because someday he'll look back at all those and be like, damn dude, I was in a bunch of those music, and like he stars in them. He was a good little actor. I was always proud of him. This little skateboarding dude. Sean Xavier? There's a lot of people I would if I could, man. I just know what it feels like to be alone and hurt, I just want to help those that are trying to get out of it, you know? I don't even know if that's what you're... I don't even know what I'm referring to. I do know that money's more than money. I mean, life is more than money. And the BS that they try to feed you on TV. And the funny thing is, like, I get a lot of hate now for certain reasons. And, it's just funny. I just think about some of the people that say this stuff, and I'm, like, thinking they're probably, like, maybe, I'm guessing, maybe big Fight Club fans. And the funny thing about Fight Club to me is, like, if, you know, there's the famous saying in that movie where it's like, you know, you're not your effing khakis. And it's like people just totally don't even understand the meaning of that movie. Like, what it's all about. And they also don't understand that Tyler Durden is a bad guy. Like, you don't want to be Tyler Durden. It's silly. There's certain principles that I really admire, and, like, when I was young, I especially needed to hear from that movie and things like that, you know, like media and books and whatnot. Things like Nietzsche, for example, or whatever. I just needed to hear certain things because it helped me let go of certain things, or try anyways. But it just sucks when people take things and twist them around to suit their own violent, pathetic wish list instead of taking it to actually do good, or learning a lesson from being like, oh yeah, you don't want to go that extreme or whatever. But the one thing in it, you know, it's like, you're not your effing khakis, to me means like you're not what you wear. It doesn't matter. It's what you do. Action, man. Doesn't matter what you wear. And I'm learning this lesson now more than ever. And to be honest, I don't even care if people wear Trump hats or American flag underwear or whatever the hell they want to do. I don't give two shits. Just be a good person. Don't look down on people that are in the same financial bracket as you. Punch up, for fuck's sake. Stupid asses. People on both sides of the political aisle, punch up. Don't make fun of your fellow neighbors who are just brainwashed by everything else, just like you are. That's not how you're going to change the world. You're also not going to change the world by following bullies and supporting bullies and expecting good things from bullies. Sorry if you didn't know that. Change the world with love. When I say change the world, I mean for the better, not for the betterment of a few people or a few companies, and to the detriment of those who really need it. It's all about love, Harry. Love. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I was stretching. I'm probably going to be leaving here in just a few seconds. Assholes and elbows. Oh yeah, let me just show you this whole thing. Let me show you the whole thing. I hate everything. Just stay there, for crying out loud. You're just not gonna do it. I just want to show you the whole drawing. I'm gonna mute it just for 1 sec. Oh, I didn't mute it. So this is the whole thing so far. I'm just going to put black on the sides and fill out that right side a little bit more. Call it good. Try to balance it out somehow. But there's a lot going on. I found a picture of this in my photos from a year ago when I just started it, and I had stopped, and it was still really, there was really not much to it back then. So I've done quite a bit in the past like week. Maybe when I have a chance, I'll post them on my YouTube, on the page, on the community page, just so people can see it before and after. I like that little dude. There's little BJ. Some people's names when I was drawing live asked me to put their names in it, so I did. Jade the Feather. Well, there's that song Echoes. I wouldn't say it's heavy metal, but it is super heavy. But yeah, it's a pretty big drawing, 19 by 24 inches. But I've got some things to do, so I've got to head out. I really appreciate the company. And I've been going live every night. I'm going to start going live every night at 9 o'clock. If anybody was interested in hanging out or needing to maybe set like a regular schedule. So I think that'll be good. And then hopefully it'll start cooling off so I can come out into the garage more. Because it's like 130 degrees out here during the day and I just can't do it, unfortunately, because there's so much space out here. So I tend to come out in the mornings and work on art until it gets too hot. And I have a bunch of prints available. I don't know if anybody cares, but on Instagram I made a big post. And I really just want to start making this my job so I can make a living at it, and then I can hire my friends to help me. And then we can make movies and be happy for the rest of our lives doing stupid shit like kids. Remember that movie Big, when he's in the room testing out toys? That's my 5-year plan. Except I'll be making the toys and my friends will be trying them out. Not toys, but art and videos and scripts and puppets, sets, help me build sets. And I want to rent a warehouse so I can build sets and hire actors and hire homeless people and all sorts of stuff. But I have to start small. So I'm only looking to get $1 million. So if you want to send, I'm just kidding. Anywho. Tonight. It'll be every night at 9 o'clock. Sometimes I go live throughout the day if I'm bored and I just want to... It's fun just to draw and just be live, but I'm going to have my set schedule. It's always going to be 9 o'clock every night. Unless I get a job and then I'll change it or tell everybody, but yeah. And I don't know how long I go. I just go until I can't go anymore. Last night, I'm going to publish the one I did last night because I played all these different characters. I did costume changes live and stuff. And it wasn't as smooth as I hoped, but it was the first one. And I think I can get better and better with it. I was like a country singer, like my regular Story Grub character. And then like a few others like Nan Nan Pearl and stuff. So yeah, I love your enthusiasm, Alex. I also love you. You're a good kid, and you're a good older brother to your siblings. I remember. So I hope you're doing well, and everybody else, I hope you're doing well too. Let somebody know that you love them, and if you have any enemies, go out there and give them a hug too. They need it the most, you know. Don't be afraid to be kind. Make some art. Make me proud. Love you.